Welcome back to I'm Out Traveling. My name is Raul, and for the first time ever, we have a guest host on the channel, Evan K. Link description below. So if you want to go follow him, check him out. He's a nice videographer here locally in town. I'll let him talk more about himself, but pretty much today's purpose of the video is to compare Hawaii 2019 when I went to Hawaii 2021 where he just went. He just came back, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
So tell us, what's the difference between Hawaii 2021 and Hawaii 2019? I think you already watched my video. I'm not sure if you watched my 2019 Hawaii top 7 things to do. If you haven't, check up here, or up here actually.
Yeah, up here.
All right, that's where the link's at. So go check it out before you watch this video so you can see the difference. But tell us, what did you take away from Hawaii this time around?
So, I wish I would have watched your video before I went to Hawaii. I would have learned so much more.
I knew it.
Yeah.
You didn't watch it.
No.
You lied to me. You told me you hit like.
Yeah, I did hit like.
But you didn't watch it.
I did not watch.
All right.
So, had I watched this video, it would have saved me a lot of time.
All right, so let's get on to it. Tell us about Hawaii.
So instead of me telling you about it, well, I'm gonna show you.
All right, show us. Let's go.
All right, let's go. Upon arriving to the Oahu airport, we were greeted by COVID testers that as soon as you get off the tarmac, they required you to show the proof that you got tested before entering the state. Had I not got tested before, they required us to fly back to LA or wherever we came from to get rapid tested and then fly back. Before you get on your flight to Hawaii, it's very important to go to travel.hawaii.gov, create an account, and upload your information and your COVID test. Upon entering, it's very important to have that QR code because if you want to go do any activities, they're actually going to make you show it to them. Like we got to Kualoa Ranch, they wanted to see our 2 green check marks that said that we're negative COVID test and that it was verified by a state official. So upon arriving at the airport, we got there late, the food court was closed down, but also because of COVID, they were not able to sit. We had to order our food and then stand and eat it somewhere, or as we got to the terminal, we were able to sit down and eat it there. So upon getting a car rental, Raul highly recommended we got a convertible, which I recommend as well. We were so glad that we were able to get.
So you got the Mustang convertible, right?
Yes, Mustang convertible.
Badass.
And it was fun.
It wasn't a Jeep, like I recommended, but it was still convertible.
Yeah, convertible by far, definitely recommend it. It was awesome.
You know, you go to Hawaii, you're gonna take pictures. You want to, drive with the top down, whether it's a Jeep or convertible. So I highly recommend getting a convertible. Spend the extra bucks. Yes. How many times you go to Hawaii? Maybe once in a blue moon. So at least make it count, right? Get a convertible and enjoy the day. Yeah. If it's not raining, because when it rains, you don't want a convertible. So now that we got all that out of the way, now let's go to the fun part, which are the hikes. In my opinion, what do you think? Hikes?
Yes. It was fun, but it's the views. It's worth it. Yeah, the whole trip is worth it.
So Hawaii, you go to Hawaii. There's so many excursions, but you really go for the hikes. When I went, we only did 1 hike, but it was a Mac Daddy of all the hikes. Stairway to Heaven hike. Yes. Took us almost 10 hours, and I don't know how many thousands of calories. But you didn't go to the Stairway to Heaven hike?
No.
Why? Because you're just not a badass like me, or
my
what?
significant other did not want to risk it.
So, all right, so we did Stairway. What did you do? Well, how many hikes did you do, first of all?
We did 2 hikes.
We
did the Pillbox and then the Koko head.
Koko head. So which one was the hardest one, and what do you recommend for people?
The Pillbox was definitely a beginner hike. It was what we started off with, and I think that was great because we were able to experience some pretty crazy views, and it was less than 30 minutes. It wasn't very strenuous, so anyone can do that.
Yeah. So I know that in the Pillbox, people on Instagram, they post these pictures of them hanging out from like the edge of the Pillbox. Yeah. And did you get to do all that?
Yeah, the Pillbox was really cool because you can walk up there and then literally we were able to pull up Instagram, look at other people's photos that we wanted, and then mock it right there.
Crazy. So did you take any?
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. How did it come out? Here it is. This is Evan hanging out from a Pillbox. All right.
So we actually had this guy with 2 dogs that said they hike it 2 times a week, and so these 2 dogs photobombed mine.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's pretty epic right there. You got photobombed by 2 dogs, 2 Hawaiian dogs
2 Hawaiian.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So Pillbox hike about 30 minutes roughly, and for beginners, right?
Yeah, very easy. There were kids in slides. Hiking it.
Cool. So after the Pillbox hike, I know that you went to a beach.
Yeah, so the Pillbox hike is in Lanikai. You have to park on the road and then walk up. It's very easy. In that same little small beach town, you can walk 2 blocks, not even, and walk through the side access next to these houses, and you're right there on a private beach. I love this beach because there's not a lot of tourists there. A lot of people go to the hike and then they leave. So right there on that beach is just beachfront homes. So if people don't really live there, live in that small community, they're not going to be right there on the beach. As you can see here, the view is beautiful.
Nice tip. Well, so when I went, I never went there. I didn't do the Pillbox hike, first of all, and I didn't do Lanikai Beach. but from the clips you showed us, I mean, it looks amazing. So I definitely will make it a point to go there when I go in June, actually. So I'm pretty excited about this.
I can't wait to see your footage.
It's gonna be a lot better. No, you know what?
I'm sure it's gonna be better than mine.
Right. All right, so tell us about the second hike. Koko Head, from the clips I saw, you were pretty winded. So I don't think this is for beginners, right?
Definitely not for beginners. It was like 1.6 miles over 1,000 steps.
1.6 miles, that's it? You were winded?
It's 1.6 miles like this.
Incline.
Right. It is so steep, but it was so rewarding after it.
You said how many steps?
Over 1,000 steps.
1,000 steps.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. There's a gun range right next to it, so you'll hear constant gunfire throughout the hike. Don't be alarmed. The cool thing about Koko Head is the parking lot right at the bottom, so it makes it very easy to find. It's not like a lot of the hikes in Hawaii that are illegal, that Raul likes to go on. Some of these are...
I like to break the rules, you know?
Yeah. These are legal state parks, so you can Google Koko Head, Trailhead parking lot. It'll take you right there, and you can obviously see it.
So, hold on, wait. You're telling me you didn't do stairway because it was illegal? So,
exactly.
Once again, if you watched my video, you would have known that I went the legal route. So that's already strike number 2 for you, right? Because you can do the Stairway to Heaven hike the legal way and the illegal way. The legal way takes you a lot longer. It's more steps, more calories, where the illegal way, it's half the trip, you know, round trip. But it's pretty dangerous, and they have it closed out for a reason, because it is dangerous. And you also do go through, like, you know, neighbors and residents' houses. So the legal way, you have to go through the mud, through the terrain, and it's a little bit crazier, but that's the reason why it's the legal way and the illegal way.
The real reason we didn't do it is because it was raining on and off all week, and it's already a pretty dangerous hike, so we didn't want to do it in those conditions.
You know what's crazy? When I went, it had just rained the day before, so, all right.
Koko Head hike took me personally about 50 minutes to get to the top. I'm in somewhat decent shape. There's another 30 or 40 minutes I spent at the top just sightseeing, or you can call it resting, just taking in the views, because it was pretty strenuous to get up to the top. The whole hike took me about 2 hours.
I know for a fact, I'm playing around with you, but I know that it is a pretty intense hike. I've seen a lot of videos on Koko Head, and it is a pretty steep incline.
Yes.
So once again, it's not for beginners, but it's also not extremely, you know, hardcore, but, you know, just keep that in mind. Did you see any older people or any kids?
Yeah, there was a handful of older couples I saw coming down as I was getting to the top, getting exhausted and winded, and I was just like, it was encouraging to me that, all right, I can do it.
Right.
I will say that resources on all trails are saying that during the week it is closed, but it's open on the weekends. So that is something to be mindful of for your trip.
That's good water right there.
That's good.
So now that we got the hikes out of the way, let's talk about Kualoa Ranch.
Yes.
Or Kualoa Ranch. I don't know. I'm not sure how to say it, but it was one of my favorite experiences.
Yes.
When I went on the private VIP tour, which is more like a shuttle tour, air-conditioned bus, which was pretty cool. But you went on the ATV experience, which when I'm going to Hawaii next, I'm definitely going to do ATV experience. It looked amazing. So tell us about that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I would definitely recommend it. Now that I've done it, I would even be willing to do it again. I had that much of a fun time, but I think next time I kind of want to try the horses.
Yeah, the horses. So you could definitely do the VIP bus tour, air conditioned, the bus tour that's not air conditioned, the horses, and the ATV rides.
And now they have e-bikes.
Oh, they have the e-bikes now.
E-bikes, which are pretty cool.
How did it look?
It looked fun.
Yeah.
It looked fun. You can ride or just push the gas.
That's awesome.
Or push the electric.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked fun.
I think I'll still stick to the ATV. I think this looks a little bit more fun, especially when you're going with your wife or your partner.
Yeah.
You guys could both share the experience together, you know?
The cool thing about the ATV is you can have up to like 5 or 6 people in a thing by yourself, so your family can go together.
Nice. Good, good.
So one of the things I noticed is that the different tours go to different locations. So we met up with another ATV tour, but I also noticed that ATV tour stopped at places that we didn't. So I think there's so much to see there. I think that it's up to the guide to determine where you go. So you may just get lucky on which sites you see based off the guide that you have. So
pretty much what you're saying is that if you go 2 or 3 times, every trip might be a different experience.
Yes, every trip is definitely different.
So when you're at the Kualoa Ranch, you're on the eastern side of the island, and there's one thing that you need to do. It's like automatic, you have to do it. Not Kualoa Ranch, but Mokolii Island. If you guys don't know about it, it's called Chinaman's Hat. Right before you get to Kualoa Ranch, on the side of the road, you're gonna see a couple of trucks with kayaks. You can rent the kayaks from them. They're at different random places. They're not like in one specific spot, but that's where you rent the kayaks. And then you can actually kayak to Mokolii Island and even hike it to the top. When I went with my wife, we didn't hike it. We hiked it, but halfway. We didn't get all the way to the top because it was pretty steep. It was dangerous, and it was actually our first time doing a hike prior to Stairway to Heaven. So we kind of got scared, and so we went back down. But the experience overall was great. I know that you went, you actually just got some drone shots from Mokolii Island.
Yeah, I wish I would have watched your video before I went, because then I would have known that I could have rented a kayak, because I didn't actually know that you could rent a kayak until we were going back through this footage, and you were like, dude, did you?
Around Mokolii Island and around Kualoa Ranch, there's also some cool little shacks to eat at. I know you went to a shave ice spot.
Yes, just past it, as you continue past the ranch on your left, if you're coming from Waikiki, there's a literally it's a shack in front of some houses, shave ice, and this girl, she runs it by herself, and it was amazing.
Cash only, or?
Yeah, no, she had cash or card. Cool. I definitely recommend trying it. We definitely went there 2 days in a row. Yeah. Just to get the same exact thing.
So it was a good shave ice.
It was so good.
Good. Yeah. So right around that spot too, my wife and I, we went to a little quickie gas station mart, and we had some food there as well. It was amazing. So you could, if you're hungry, eat around there. You could get some snacks at Kualoa Ranch, but really you want to get the true Hawaiian experience, so eat around Kualoa Ranch.
If I were going to do it again, I would definitely start the morning out with Kualoa Ranch, and then spend the afternoon hanging out at the beach after we get some food right there. You can very easily spend your whole day right there doing the ranch, rent some kayaks, hang out on the beach, grab some food there.
So you're saying you're recommending what I did?
Yeah, but I didn't watch your video, so yeah,
that's what happens.
Yeah, right. I definitely would recommend what you did. When I was flying the drone, I remember seeing people out there on kayaks or paddleboards, wondering how I could have got out there.
So it is hidden. You know, like I said, there's no specific shack as to where you could rent kayaks, but on the sides of the road, you're gonna see some trucks. You know, some people renting out kayaks, and that's pretty much where you go. I know when I went, I think I paid $50 for a 2-person kayak, and they accepted credit card, so it was pretty easy. But speaking about credit cards and cash, we then went to the North Shore, and that's where things took a turn for you, right? The North Shore.
Yes, had I watched your video.
Had he watched my video, once again, at the North Shore, you're gonna see a lot of food trucks, a lot of shrimp shacks and all that. So there's one specific called Giovanni's Shrimp Shack, which is the most famous one in the North Shore. Once again, they're all cash only. So when you go to the North Shore, make sure to bring some cash with you, right?
Yes. Yeah, we actually drove past all of the shacks going to the famous one you just mentioned, only to realize that it's cash only. So then we drove all the way back to the other ones, looking for one that took credit card, and they were all cash only. So
which is crazy.
Yeah. So we literally had to drive all the way back, and hungry.
Yeah.
And it was not good.
Hangry too.
Hangry, yeah.
Hungry and hangry. It's not a good combo. But you're in Hawaii, so it's still a beautiful spot to be at. So sticking around with the North Shore, I want to go over one of my favorite experiences when I went to Oahu, which was North Shore Shark Adventures. Tongue twister, I know, but on my previous video on the top 7 things to do in Hawaii, I showed you guys the best experience, honestly, of a lifetime for me, which was swimming with the sharks. I was in a cage. I still haven't taken that next step, getting out of the cage. Yeah, hey, have you ever swum with sharks?
Yeah, yes I did.
Like in a cage or out of the cage?
No, whale sharks in the Philippines.
I've done whale sharks too, it's not the same thing, but fine.
Okay.
All right, so I swam with sharks in a cage, and to be honest with you, that was honestly one of my favorite experiences ever, along with swimming with whale sharks as well.
Okay.
All right, so now, enough of that. Let's go back to 2021 in COVID with Hawaii. Restaurants and lodging. Tell me about it.
So as you would expect, they want to check your temperature before you get into most restaurants. They are very COVID conscientious, so they make a lot of precautions. This restaurant right here, you can see they had shower curtains hanging between each table, which I thought was a bit excessive, but you know, they want to do what they can to protect everyone that comes into the restaurant. One of the restaurants we went to said, do not take your mask off at the table, only take it off between bites. And then some of the restaurants that we went to had takeout only. So we had to eat in our convertible, which wasn't so bad, but you know.
Which still takes away from the experience. Yes. But at the end of the day, I know they're trying to be, you know, COVID friendly, protecting the people that are visiting, because at the end of the day, Hawaii is a very tourist state. So when people go, it's everybody goes there to vacation, just like you would in Miami. So all these states and all these cities with a lot of tourism, they definitely go overboard on the protection, but it's for that purpose, just to protect you guys, protect us, right?
Right.
So lodging now, you stayed at?
So we wanted to finish up our trip at Kualoa Beach Resort. It's a little bit nicer, more accommodations for us, and we figured we did all these hikes, let's relax, let's enjoy the last few days of our trip.
Thanks, Evan, for joining us today.
No, thank you for having me.
So once again, guys, I'm going to Hawaii in a couple months from now. So I'm going to show you now from what Evan talked to us about. I'm going to show you what's changed since then. And also I'm going to show you some more hikes, some more excursions. Hopefully things will be opened up more by June. But once again, Evan, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Cheers to this, all right? Hopefully this is the first of many.
Yes.
And good luck on your channel.
Thank
Evan
you.
K, description below.
Maybe you can take me swimming with sharks one day.
Maybe we'll take you swimming with sharks off of Jupiter, Florida. But there's no cages on that one. You ready for that? Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully this video has been helpful. Do me a favor, hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell to stay up to date with all our videos. See you guys on the next one. We should start like that.